Welcome back to Mathematic 59 YouTube channel. Here's another question that I had problems on. Now, this is a situation where, in effect, I have 3 times some quantity is 6, and then that quantity turns out to be something complicated. Now, when it just says log, make sure you understand that that's base 10. And once again, it might be a good idea. It might behoove you to go ahead and put the base 10. Now, if you're going to work this problem, make sure you realize that, first of all, because of the fact that there's 3 times a logarithm, it's way better to just divide both sides by 3. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. And don't forget, it's base 10. Next thing you know, I'm going to have logarithm of x minus 2 is 2. Now, because of the base 10, and because of the whole b raised to the p is a thing, like you might have seen in some other videos and in some examples, the best I could offer for you is that you have to revert the logarithm to an exponential, or you have to evolve the logarithm to an exponential or transform, or I don't know really what the best word is, but no matter what, study this pattern carefully. Some teachers like to do an arrow thing to indicate that this is the order you have to write the exponential. Now, sometimes it's very difficult to understand the concept. It's just better to understand mechanics and then work on the concept. But make sure you understand, no matter what, this is a base 10. And since it's a logarithm, the exponent is actually the output. It's on the right side, just like before. And a is x minus 2. After you arrive at that, go ahead and do the simplifying. 10 squared is 100. And then if x minus 2 is 100, we'll add 2 to both sides, and x is 102. Make sure you are careful with what you're doing. To check and make sure we're right, 3 times log of 100 is 6. And 3 times 2 is 6, because your calculator will tell you that log of 100 is 6. So we know that this equation is correct. But once again, make sure you understand the fact that when you're dealing with a logarithm equation, when you're dealing with exponentials, these are getting a little higher up in processes than what you saw in basic algebra. That make sure you realize that log actually represents a function, a process, and you actually have to find a way to inverse the process. So try to make sure you're grasping the big idea. That's also why you're seeing a lot of logarithms in regards to some other concepts, like you've seen this happen a few times, where the log of the hydrogen ion content is what they call the pH content. Once again, however, what you have to understand about pH, that's not necessarily a variable, that's a chemistry concept. Now, what a lot of folks told me today was my coffee has a 5 pH. So I know that I can make negative log H equal to 5. Now, if you want to solve a logarithm equation, you have to make both sides negative. So now you have a logarithm situation equals -5, and then you could do the base. This is going to lead to a situation before where the base is 10. You see this side over here, what was the pH? This is basically your power. See, a pH value is actually an exponent of 10. And in this particular case, it's an exponent of -10. And that's why when you eat things that are acidic, even a difference of 1 on a pH can mean something's going to be 10 times more acidic. That can make a huge difference on things later. So the hydrogen ion content in this equation is 10 to the negative 5. Make sure you tune in and continue to ask questions in your classes and with your math instructors. That's the best way to learn these critical topics. Thank you very much.